I moved from the Midlands to Bangor to be closer to family, and Colwyn Bay just seemed like a very nice area, which it is. Before I started volunteering with Together for Colwyn Bay, I was a stay-at-home mum, so I didn't have any qualifications. I was just a full-time mum. That's a qualification in itself. I used to volunteer for BME, which is a group supporting different ethnic groups in Wolverhampton previous to coming to Colwyn Bay. But moving into Colwyn Bay, I was looking for other groups that had voluntary spaces available. I run mainly the two youth groups that are supported by Together for Colwyn Bay. So I run NXTGEN Youth and Colwyn Bay Youth Sheds, both set up via the support from Together for Colwyn Bay. I'm the youth club's co-ordinator, so I do everything from the background work, which will be organising of agendas for youth group, as well as organising funding and where we're going to be holding these youth groups. So at the moment we're moving building. We've moved buildings. This will be the third time since we opened in January 23. So I spend my time in the background organising what's going on, activities for the children, and then I come to youth club and I'm here every week with the children as well. NXTGEN Youth was our first youth club, which we set up for the children originally because they had nowhere to go. So we just wanted to give them a warm space, and then Colwyn Bay Youth Sheds followed. Well, it all started with a Toastie. Both youth groups started with a Toastie. Together for Colwyn Bay runs a Toastie club with Hugh. And me and my son just wanted something to do. We wanted somewhere to go. Again, nothing to do within the bay for the children. And I'd seen it from my son, so I said, we'll go along and see what Toastie Club's like. And my son loved it. So we started helping out at Toastie Club, which is where I met Georgia, who is the Community Development Officer for Together for Colwyn Bay. We started to talk about the children not having anything to do within the area. So we both got together and decided that we were going to explore what we could do to give the children a warm space, and that's how really we started the youth groups. And the main motivation is just seeing that the children in Colwyn Bay didn't have anywhere to go. Since COVID, a lot of things have closed down and a lot haven't reopened. So youth groups I know were lacking in Colwyn Bay. There was not a lot of them, and the main drive to opening the youth club was a lot of children on my estate were sitting on the park in the freezing cold, and it's not a nice place for kids to be, especially in the winter. And a lot of children do want to get out of the house for even a short period of time, just to stretch their legs or, you know, get some wind in their hair. But not having any facilities to go to meant that it was hard for them, and they found themselves on the streets, unfortunately. So the main concern was to give them somewhere warm, and we do offer them a warm snack or food, as well as, you know, since COVID and the cost of living. It's quite hard for the children and the families, so we make sure that we provide a hot meal or a hot snack for them when they come to youth club as well. Both youth clubs are child-led mainly, so we take ideas from the children basically on what they would like to do. So it can be anything from learning new skills such as woodwork or sewing or different craft activities, to playing bingo, which is a great thing. They all love bingo. So it's not always a skill-led activity. It can just be something to occupy them, or it could be something, like I say, in our new building at the moment, we're just in the process of creating a woodwork area where we'll have the children, they're going to be building planters for the outside to help grow veg, so that we can do a grow, cook and eat. We find that when it's child-led, when they sort of like let us know what they want to do, they engage so much more with the activities. They find it so much more fun, instead of us just walking in and going, you're all going to colour today and that's it. Having so many children, you find that not everyone wants to do the same activity, so we try to have several different activities running at the same time in group. So it could be decorating biscuits, and then in the corner we could have someone doing photography. At NXTGEN Youth we have over 110 children signed up, but we have about 30 to 40 weekly who join us regularly. And they just come along on a Wednesday for 2 hours. And at Colwyn Bay Youth Sheds, we are a small closed group of children who maybe need that extra bit of support. So we offer them every 2 weeks, and there's about 7 of them who come along, and they just drop in as and when they please. So it's not an every week occurrence that we see every child, but they do like to come in and just check, let us know that they're okay. This is our main games room, so this is going to be where the children can come and have a chill out space. We're going to have a corner over here where we're going to put some chairs and, well, sofas, so the children can come and chill, an Xbox and PlayStation or whatever that electrical equipment is that they use. It's been great just to see the kids find somewhere of their own and to have that space that they can just be themselves. And it's nice to just interact with the children and know what's going on in the area with the youth. So it's really important to me that children are listened to. And I think that's one thing that we do here at Youth Club. We listen to the children and give them a space where they can just come and be themselves. And I think that's the most important thing for any child, is to be able to be yourself and to have a little space of your own, away from home, away from school, away from family. Sometimes they just want to be around their friends, you know, and they just want to play or talk. So it's really important. And it's nice also to see now the youth group's expanded, we've just taken on a member of staff. So it's nice to see that it's creating jobs in the area as well for different people. We're also hoping to have a bit of a, over in this corner, we're hoping to put a computer for homework so that the children who maybe can't access the internet at home can come here and use it to do homework while we're here. A bit of a drop-in session with printers and scanners and things like that for the children. Working with the children is the main thing I've learned, how to deal with certain situations, but I'm doing a youth leader level 2 at the moment, so hoping to move on to level 3 and then on to line management as well. So I'm in the process of learning how to manage staff and the youth group, because at the moment I work with mainly the children and the staff inside is done by Together for Colwyn Bay. But being a project of Together for Colwyn Bay, we are in the process of sort of moving away and getting the skills ourselves for the things like managing our staff and managing our project ourselves. And this is where we are going to be putting in our workshop area. So in here, it's mainly going to be skill sets. So things like learning how to do woodwork, learning how to do sewing. In this corner over here, we are going to put a woodwork station in where children will be building planters to grow food, which we will then grow, cook and eat at the end. And then on the other side is exactly the same. We're going to have a workstation area, but this will be for sewing and for craft activities. My hopes and plans are for the youth group to develop to the point where it will run itself. It will have its own staff members. Like I say, we've just taken on our first staff member over the year, which we got funding to do so that was great. My hope is for them to run themselves. In that way I can move on to more youth groups within the area or within the surrounding areas. So the plan is not to think small, be small for now, but to grow bigger. So there's loads of different projects I'd like to do in the future, and even with the children as well, bigger projects with them. But my main end goal would be to have several of NXTGEN's youth clubs across the borough. This is our kitchen area. It belongs to just us, so it'll be solely for the use of the youth club. And as you can see, it's a nice big space. So here in the middle, we're hoping to put 3 islands in. On the islands, we're going to have things such as hot plates, cutting stations, slow cooker, just so that we can cook the food that we grow and cook the kids some food while they're here. Being involved in Together for Colwyn Bay sort of helps you to give back to the community. It helps you to be a part of the community. There are lots of things, it's all community based anyway, but I'm very well known now. I'm not sure this is a good thing, but I'm very well known in the area due to events that Together for Colwyn Bay put on, whether it's a big picnic or whether it's Pride or whether it's just the youth group. People approach you daily about different things, and it's just nice to be able to give answers to people for different things and to be able to say, yeah, well, we do this and we do that. So it's nice that you can engage with the community. I think just helping to nurture other groups and other people with ideas like myself into things like this, projects like this, are great things to see, like Toastie Club. When I started at Toastie Club, it was busy. Now it is super busy and has its own complete staffing, and it's completely run away with itself. We have over 50 people there on a weekly basis. I mean, last week we ran out of Toasties, first time ever. So it'd be nice to just see new projects now that our project started to grow and to become a bigger thing. It'll be nice to see the new projects that come over the year. Yeah, I'm just grateful for Together for Colwyn Bay. It's helped me to do so much so far in the last year. It's given me so much confidence and it's given me the skills as well, and like having the qualifications to be able to work with children. I just think it's a brilliant group of people working within the community for the better of Colwyn Bay, and I just couldn't thank them enough for their help.